welcome to Daily Beast Motivation. Happy Monday. Hope everyone had a great weekend. This week, I'm going to talk about emotional intelligence and how important it is to your success. So what is emotional intelligence? It's basically self-awareness of your emotions. Just having the ability to figure out, hey, when you have anxiety, when you're angry, when you're happy, when you're sad, when you're anxious. And the intelligence part really comes in. It's basically just knowing enough and then knowing that you have to do something to make sure that you come back to what you would call your bound nature. Alright, so my great mentor friend Chris, who's a personal trainer who teaches people how to mentally change themselves so they can physically change themselves. And they talk about the bound nature. What is the bound nature? And I'll give you guys an example today. Say if you go to work and you stepped on dog shit, you're stuck in traffic, somebody pisses you off at work, right? So these level of angerness rises throughout the day, and you have to have enough intelligence to figure out, okay, it's going up. So as these events happen throughout the day, as they build, you have to have enough intelligence to be like, okay, you know what, this happened, but let's be a little bit more grateful. Let's figure out something. Maybe I take a 5-minute break or a 10-minute break to bring myself back to this bound nature. Right, and that's emotional intelligence. A lot of it is just self-awareness. It's internal, so you have to recognize this. An example for me is I'm planning to do a lot of meditation and working out this week, but I also have a lot of stuff on my plate this week. So I'm going to be on vacation next week, so that means I got a ton of work to do at work. I got a closing this week. I got a wedding to plan. Obviously, if I didn't have all these tools and knowledge or instinct in my head, it would be a lot harder to handle. Right, so this weekend I was gone. I knew a lot of stuff was coming up because when it happens, when you're gone and you're not doing work, you don't get to do work, right? So I was getting a little anxious when I started getting work, so I spent almost like an hour of meditating yesterday. So now, and anxiousness and angriness or any emotion, it doesn't completely go away, but you make it aware enough where you could figure out and change your course of action, and that's how you make better decisions, more sound decisions going forward. Alright guys, so I hope you enjoyed the little brief definition of emotional intelligence. This whole week I'm going to talk about a little bit more like different strategies, how to apply to health, wealth, and relationships. And also today's Monday, you make sure to check out, I got a new YouTube video dropping at 10 a.m. Good morning guys, welcome to Daily Beast Motivation. On this Tuesday, we continue on our conversation about emotional intelligence. Today what I want to talk about is how emotional intelligence and your relationships affect your emotional intelligence. Alright guys, so let me be real with you guys today. I don't have 100% days all the time. These last couple of days I've been feeling in a funk. I got a ton of stuff going on in my head, feeling a little bit overwhelmed. I got the wedding stuff closing. So I got closings, I got a ton of work to do at my day job, and a whole bunch of details that I don't know, that sometimes I can't control, and sometimes that gives me anxiety. But one of the biggest things in the pillars of life is relationships. And what I use my relationships is, and you see my 31 years to 31 ways for successful, the beast mode way. Forgot the title, but the last one is the last thing on my 31 years to 31 ways, or 31 ways for 31 years, the beast mode way, is finding the right spouse. And literally, I took like 6 years finding myself, finding the right person, and in 10 days I get to marry that person, right? So I was very open. I was like, hey, I'm feeling like in a funk, and that my spouse, Mrs. Coach Beast Mode, Whitney, did what she does to make sure that I get back on track and stay motivated, and the person I am, my bound nature. So she got me back on track, kind of got me in that way, and I started listening to my podcast, started doing my IG story. Now I'm getting out of that funk, right? So that is basically a lot of emotional intelligence that I had to figure out to get back. Right? So that's one of the ways that I use my relationships to help with my emotional intelligence. If people call me out on how I feel, and there are times where I get quiet, and when I get quiet, people are like, hey, you're not yourself. And I'm like, you know what, I am not myself, and get me out of that funk. Alright, and so for this to be successful for yourself, you have to be that person that does that for other people as well. If you see somebody that's not in their bound nature, or somebody that's acting a little bit different than you're used to, hey, pick them up, give them a little support, give them a little. Once you start to give that out to people, right, they're going to be more likely to give that to you when you really need it. So that's why they always say, always give back before you could receive anything. All right, guys, emotional intelligence. Good evening. Welcome to Daily Beast Motivation with your online coach, Coach Beast Mode. Today, I want to talk about emotional intelligence and teach you about a tool that is perfect to help enhance your emotional intelligence from yourself. Okay, so we're always talking about the bound nature and emotional intelligence and how you have to be completely aware of your feelings, your emotions. And one tool that helps with this tremendously is meditation and yoga. Both these practices are very similar. Alright, so if you study Siddhartha Gautama, Buddhism, and spirituality, the reason why Siddhartha was able to find enlightenment. Damn, look at that Greek yogurt bowl. Jasper, look. Damn. Yo. Yo, got some fruits in there. Got some goji berries. Got some Greek yogurt. Some flax in there. This gonna be healthy as shit, man. Alright, guys. So we're talking about business strategy today. Very important to your self-development, personal development. And I really feel like creating wealth for yourself, financial freedom, is almost like a spiritual journey of yourself. So I've been having a few friends that I've met in the past ask me questions about real estate. How do I handle a full-time job, work real estate, do the coaching gig, be a social media influence, and do all this and manage it at the same time, right? There's a lot of strategies that I put in. So the reason why today I want to talk about strategy is because I literally just learned a new strategy in my business and implement it immediately. The reason why I do it immediately is to see if it works and it's still fresh in my mind, so it could be cause us instinct. All right, so this technique or this strategy, as you would say, I learned from this book. If I hadn't read this book, I wouldn't have known it, right? So today, what my client, or my friend Priyanka, was moving in today. It's an opportunity for a follow-up, a rehash. All right, in sales, they call it a rehash, a resale, so you could upsell somebody. But obviously, I'm not selling her or anything, but I have an opportunity that her coworkers, her friends were helping her, so I was able to introduce myself and create a lead for her. To be a successful salesperson, real estate agent, business person, whatever you want to be, a good friend, it is a lot of psychology. It is how you make somebody feel, how you appreciate them, how you thank them, how you great. All right, guys, at the end of the day, anybody that's properly trained could sell you a house, could sell you a car, sell you a TV, anything, a vacation spot, a timeshare. But the extraordinary salespeople are going to make you feel wonderful about it. All right, those great salespeople that know how to treat you well, know how to make you feel, are going to stay a lot longer. You're going to be remembered a lot more. They're going to be raving fans. They're going to tell all their friends, right? And that is what your goal is. Oh, so you're probably wondering, oh, how do you know all this? What are you, Mr. Know-It-All? No, I just read a lot of books and I do it immediately, right? And I told all my friends, it's nothing special, but I'm just putting a lot of work in. And that's how I create all these opportunities. Right, so that's the reason why you see there's a lot of accelerated learning, a lot of accelerated productivity from me. Books, right? If you saw my last quote, it says, smart people learn from their mistakes. Geniuses learn from other people's mistakes. Good morning, guys. Welcome to Daily Beast Motivation. Today is the last episode about emotional intelligence that we're talking about today. And I just want to talk about a mindset that you want to have, thought of by me this morning for you guys. You guys know who I am. I love Thanksgiving. The reason why, because it's one of my favorite holidays, is because I love America. I love the opportunity that was given here. And also, I love food, just like everybody else. So one of the things that kind of revolves around Thanksgiving is about being grateful for what you have, right? If you treat every day like Thanksgiving, that you're forever grateful, you're gonna win in life. Last year, I remember posting something on my Facebook saying that, Thanksgiving, not just Thanksgiving for me. Every day feels like Thanksgiving because I'm always forever grateful. And the thing about being grateful is that means you live in abundance. You're happy with what you have. You're thankful for what you have. And look, guys, I'm just like you guys. I'm not perfect. There are times where I do complain. And with, emotional intelligence and self-awareness, you catch yourself when you start to feel entitled, when you start to act like a little bitch, when you start to act. What does entitlement means? basically, the quick definition is when you complain a lot and expect a lot of things that you don't really work for, right? That is my definition. I haven't really looked it up, but that's what I feel what entitlement means to me. And you want to stay away from that. Alright guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this week's Daily Beast motivation about emotional intelligence and some strategies I talk about how to implement it. And if you guys want to catch last week's episode on YouTube, I post them every Friday at 10 a.m. So this week will be on next week.